one of our employees, Ren, who's from Singapore, who's now based in London. She used to work in the financial inclusion world in Malaysia, Indonesia, for a company called Bima, which is a micro-insurance business before joining Railsbank. And she was in discussions with some other colleagues in London about how it was so difficult to get funds fast to the right people in a timely manner to support people who needed financial aid or financial help on basics of things like getting their shopping and etc. So a couple of the team in our growth team, which has a mandate of do crazy things, they got together and they built from the ground up within 8 days and launched it and live on the App Store, for Apple App Store, what we call LightningAid. And the purpose of LightningAid is to get funds in people's account. So they open a LightningAid account that they can then spend immediately using a virtual debit card or a real debit card. So we had all that built in 8 days, and I think that shows the power of Railsbank, a little shout out there, but more importantly, the power of able to respond to get funds to people quickly. Because when you talk to the government, it's June, and so we're engaging with them to say, let's bring June into April. So what LightningAid really is a simple neobank with a super easy onboarding capability. And the uniqueness of it is we tie together the bank account, the UTR, the tax number or the TIN number, the national insurance number, etc., and all the other identity pieces. So you know the person receiving the aid is the right person receiving the aid. So you massively reduce the fraud. So we've got it piloted at the moment with some charities down in Southwark, where that's working quite nicely, and volunteers are signing up for LightningAid to be able to help out people in need. We have just signed up the part of the music industry. A very old friend of mine represents about 25% of the music industry in the UK. And if you're not touring, all the roadies, all the guys who do all the hard work of humping stuff, setting up lighting, setting up sound, etc., they're out of work because they're all contractors. So one of his colleagues has put his own personal money in to start supporting these guys, and so they're getting LightningAid accounts so they can receive the support directly ahead of government aid coming in to help them. So it was a success story built by literally 3 or 4 people. Was super helpful. A company called, a shout out to a company called Tokyo, who's one of our partners, who do front ends. The ability to launch that was done super fast. Apple had it approved and up as a financial services app on the App Store in 2 days, which is amazing. So I think it's shown that as an ecosystem, everybody has realized we put competition aside, we put too much process aside, and we can make things happen. And thinking for the future is, why can't Apple just do that every day? Why can't we do that every day? Why can't all of us work with a sense of urgency and pace that this is endeavored on us? So hopefully, as this thing grows, there'll be a lot more people who don't have to worry about where's my money, and charities can help directly at massively sort of near zero cost to distribute. And if you look at it from a just metrics perspective, one of the big issues with charities is for £1 in, is it 15 pence or 80 pence gets out the other end of it to the real person in need. This is almost £1 in is £1 out. So that's where we are. I think it's the difference between being digital and being digitized. I'll use a classic example. In Philippines and Indonesia, I was on a panel like this talking about it, and I didn't use the OB word ever. You notice I've never used it today. There is 60% of the banks have shut their doors because they can only do stuff through branch, because legislation, coming back to a point earlier, has said you need a wet signature and you have to have physical presence for verification. Philippine government and Indonesian government is about to literally changing the law at the moment to allow digital identity. This is a great outcome COVID. It's forced a few issues. So, and the reason is they had a website, they had processes that were online and things, and then realized they were a total bricks and mortar business that had been digitized. They hadn't actually become a digital business. And I think all of us here, we're digital natives, to coin an Antimus phrase, which I know truly investors and I used to be invested in them. And the key thing, which you'll know, talking about this concept of digital native back in the sort of 2005 or so, was it allows you to be independent. And like Railsbank, we everybody was sent home, and customers were never affected. And we're still clearing with the Bank of England every day. We're still clearing on Swift every day, and all our security stuff and everything else like that was able to go home. And then pretty much every other bank which thought they use digital stuff realized they've still got to go in. They've still got to turn up there because they still rely on physical and stuff. So what all of us are an advantage stuff. We're all digital native people, and the other part we have, which has come up time and time, everybody on the call here, we're all empowered because we're in charge. And we all probably don't work for big companies because we'd never be employed because we create crazy change and things. So I think combination of that has really helped to make the change. It's just we've built architecture, infrastructure, and everything that is truly digital as opposed to digitized.